In the spring of 1887, American author Edward Bellamy sat at his writing desk in Springfield, Massachusetts, working on a vision of the future. His novel, Looking Backward, imagined an America in the year 2000 that had successfully engineered its way out of poverty and class struggle. Central to this new society was the total elimination of physical currency. Bellamy replaced cash with a system where the government provided each citizen with a yearly credit allocation recorded on a small card in a wallet. He gave this specific object a name that remains in our vocabulary today, the credit card. Bellamy had engineered a complete mechanical solution for commerce, a functional system that lacked any real-world equivalent in the 19th century economy. The novel describes a shopping trip in this future Boston, where a guide uses one of these cards to pay for goods. It establishes a world of universal acceptance. Every store in the country recognizes the same card. The transaction logic is identical to modern banking. The shopkeeper punches in the amount, seamlessly deducted from the citizen's central credit balance. No coins or bills change hands. The transaction is placid, and the account balance settles into place instantly. This exact mechanical blueprint for a universal payment system now existed in full detail, waiting within the pages of a popular novel. Looking Backward became a massive bestseller, selling over 1 million copies and embedding itself into the American public consciousness at the turn of the century. While readers were captivated by the book's sweeping political and social goals, the specific payment mechanism remained a secondary detail, noted in discussions but never extracted for use. For the next 62 years, the concept sat dormant. It remained entirely untouched by the bankers and inventors of the early 20th century. This created a paradox of innovation. An elegant, functional blueprint remained useless because it lacked a practical catalyst to force its construction into reality. By 1949, Manhattan had become the center of a post-war commercial boom that still relied almost entirely on cash-based commerce. Frank McNamara, a local businessman, finished a dinner with clients only to realize he had left his wallet at home. The resulting embarrassment of being unable to pay for his own meal stayed with him. On the ride home, McNamara began viewing his embarrassment as a structural problem. A person with money in the bank and credit in good standing shouldn't be paralyzed simply because a physical piece of leather was at the wrong address. This specific practical friction became the catalyst. McNamara's desire to solve a personal inconvenience finally forced the execution of a 60-year-old blueprint. In 1950, McNamara and his attorney Ralph Schneider founded the Diners Club to solve that exact problem. Their model was perfectly aligned with Bellamy's fictional mechanism. It featured a single card used across multiple competing merchants, with the total balance settled in a single payment at the end of the month. Real-world adoption was immediate. The club grew from 200 initial members to 20,000 by the end of 1950, proving the market was ready for the theory to become practice. McNamara served as the unwitting executor of Bellamy's design. By solving a problem of immediate necessity, he brought a waiting mechanism into the real world. Today, the modern wallet is filled with the descendants of that first Diners Club card. While we have transitioned from cardboard to magnetic stripes and EMV chips, the core financial mechanism remains identical to the draft Edward Bellamy wrote in 1887. It is a remarkable historical irony. A utopian novelist outlined the system purely through imagination, and a businessman built it purely out of a sense of necessity. This tool has become a pillar of global finance, and it still carries the exact unvarnished name assigned to it by a novelist over a century ago.